This is Tommy Brown, and you're watching Sunfire Films TV.
Today, I have a guy with me that I've known for quite some time now. You know, when I think about him being at a higher level, you know, standing out amongst the crowd. You know, don't get me wrong, there's people doing what he does, but they're not doing what he does. You know, a wise man once said, practice makes perfect if you're doing the right shit. A lot of people ain't doing the right shit. You know, I might not say much, but I'm always paying attention. You know, over the years, I've watched him grow and get better and better at what he's doing. You know, I'll be honest and say, I don't know a lot about his backstory and what it took for him to get to where he is today, but I'm excited to get to know him a little bit better. I got with me the singer, the engineer, the entrepreneur, Tommy Brown.
Man, that was a hell of an introduction, bro.
I be trying, man. I be working hard on these things, man.
That was incredible.
But I'm gonna take you back, right? I'm gonna see if you even remember this. This is the first time I ever met you.
Okay.
Had to been like 10, maybe close to 15 years ago.
Wow.
We be brethren.
Take me back, bro.
We be brethren, right? Okay. I was at a show, We Be Brethren. And I don't even know if you noticed that the lead singer who was in We Be Brethren is my uncle.
Yes. No. Okay, no, I did not know that, but now that you say that, it makes complete sense.
Yeah,
Conyers,
Ronald Conyers. That's my dad's brother.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's the first time I remember. I don't even know if it was a straight up introduction. It might have just been like we said hello to each other.
Wow.
But that was, how long ago was We Be Brethren?
Man, all right. So I probably haven't sang We Be Brethren since, well, like full time.
Okay.
Since like 2009, 2010.
Okay.
I mean, we've done like, maybe within the last, so it's 2024 now, so within the last 6 years, we might have did like a quick little pop-up at somebody's like,
Church anniversary.
yeah, church anniversary, pastoral anniversary, funeral, something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but we did something like that. But it's been a long time.
Yeah, man.
That takes me back.
Yeah. So I'm imagining you were doing music even before then. Or was that your start?
That was my start, man.
Okay.
That was my like consistent start to singing outside of the church, like going to play. Well, of course we were singing in church, but going outside of my actual church and singing places.
Right.
That was the first time that I've traveled to sing. Like they took me to like places like North Carolina and Georgia and Florida. We went to as far as Michigan.
Right.
To sing a cappella quartet music.
Yeah.
That was my first time doing that. Even when I was in the high school gospel choir, we didn't go that far. We would do competitions and stuff, but we didn't go all the way out there.
Right.
So yeah, that was my first like away from my parents trips. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, long time
You the
ago.
only person to ever bring up We Be Brethren talking to me. That's how I know you know me.
I be remembering, man.
That's how I know you
and
know
like
me,
I said,
man.
I'm always paying attention, man. But what was your start with music? Like, how did you even get into it before then?
Sitting in the pews at the church.
Yeah.
So I grew up in a all a cappella church, no instruments. So sitting in the pews between my aunt and my father, and of course when you sing a cappella, there's parts. There's a soprano, alto, and tenor, and I was just trying to find my part because I knew it had to sound like something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there was a sound that had to come from the song. So I was just trying to find my part and trying to make it fit. And that's where it started. And it went from there to the band in middle school. And that really solidified that music is what I wanted to do.
Right.
at some point, at some part of my life, music was going to be a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you say you came from a church background, or you
Absolutely.
a church kid?
Absolutely.
Okay. Like,
Absolutely.
I guess in a sense I was a church kid. You know, mother and father and grandparents, they were all in church and involved with the church, and I went to church. It wasn't every Sunday, but pretty much
Yeah.
every Sunday, and Sunday school, and did all those things. Do you feel like coming from that background, did that mold you in a certain way to become a certain person?
Yes, it definitely gave me a sense of morals, a sense of conviction, a sense of like, it gave me a barometer of what to do, how to behave, what to do, what not to do. Cause I didn't want to bring no like backlash on my parents, because I knew like it was definitely taught like there's right and wrong ways to do
Right.
things, and the wrong way will send you someplace you don't want to go. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So once that's instilled as you as a kid, and they beat that into us, not beating like, but you know,
Right.
like drill that into us as kids.
Yeah.
And it definitely made me a better person. Like as an adult, looking back, I could definitely balance it out more. You know what I'm saying? But as a kid, it definitely gave me like behavioral responsibilities, I guess you could say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely feel a lot of that too. Like when I think about how I grew up and who I was and who I became, like I was the kid who was outside, but I wasn't outside. Like
Right.
I was the kid who like I did things that I wasn't supposed to do, but I never went too far. I never
Yeah.
went overboard.
Oh, yeah.
I
Mischievous.
never did anything to the point that like, okay, like this might change the outcome of my life.
Right.
Because of my structure and the way that I was brought up in that family upbringing and that church upbringing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I look back at like the things that I do and the things that I don't do. It makes me think back of like, yeah, like I am that way because how I was brought up as a child.
Yeah. Certain
Yeah.
things I'm just not gonna do because we ain't do that coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are some of those life lessons that you look back on that you may have learned and didn't even realize that you were learning them, and then you 20, 30 years later you're like, wow, like you know that's who I am now because of how
It's a great question.
how I was brought up.
I actually, me and my homeboy Kenobi, shout out to him, wrote a song about this. Certain things that we just don't play with, and that's your word and your name. And those are things that you were taught as a child, like tell the truth and do what you say you're gonna do.
Right.
Because a first impression is a lasting impression, and people only thing you got is your name. And if your name ain't spit, you ain't gonna get nowhere. So like that's definitely something I carry with me every day, is to just make sure my name stays on the up and up. Like I don't want my name involved in no mess, and mind my business, drinking my water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely carry that with me every day. In the song, the exact lyric is, "Pops told me word is bond, and we don't play like that."
Right.
So that's just what it is. Like we don't play that. Like if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. If I say I'm not gonna do something, I'm not gonna do it. And if I end up doing it, I'm gonna make sure that there's a way that I explain why I changed my mind. You know what I'm saying? Just integral things. Like,
Yeah.
just living and being integral.
Yeah. Yeah, like I look back at my life and look how my life is now, and I realize that one of the simplest things that I want to be known for is, I've said it before, everybody's not going to like you,
Yeah.
but
Fact.
I want to be a good person. You know, I want to treat people right, and that matters. And
Yeah.
then as you are a kid, you know, we're going to do childish things and play around, and we might not be perfect, but when that's instilled in you, you remember those things that you were taught and how you were brought up and how you were raised. And I'm like, I just want to be a good person, man. Like, that's what really matters to me.
At the end of the day, I want to be a good person and reproduce good vibes so other people can be good people too.
Yeah.
That's what we need, a bunch of good people walking around.
Yes, sir. So what else do you remember from your childhood, like those standout moments?
So let's talk about your uncle. Like,
What about him, man?
That man inspired me. And I haven't had a conversation with him in years.
Okay.
But my childhood and being in that church, I remember when he came to our church and completely shifted what we knew as music in our church. Like,
Yeah.
like he came with an energy and a fervence and a fire that we didn't really have, and it wasn't really like, I don't want to use the word accepted, but it wasn't really received because it hadn't happened before. Because it was a very just FYI, it was a very conventional church, very strict traditions,
Just
strict
straight
doctrine.
hymns and
Straight hymns, no music. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You sit in service, you enjoy the service, and then you leave.
Right.
But your uncle came with fire, and when he would say, he
Yeah.
had passion.
Yeah.
And he had feel and soul, and it was something I had never seen before.
he's that dude, man.
Yeah,
he really
shout
is.
Shout out to Ron Colliers. He's
He's that
literally
dude,
that
man.
dude. And when I first saw him, he had the church on their feet, and they
Yeah.
was clapping and they was like, damn it, full out praise. You know what I'm saying? And I remember being like, yo, this has never happened in here before. But that's the kind of effect I want to have on people when I take a microphone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to sing a song, because up to that point we were singing songs and just sing songs and then to get through them, and that was it.
Yeah.
But once I saw that, I was like, oh, this is what this is about. Like this feeling that I feel as a 11-year-old, 12-year-old kid, like watching this man take the microphone and spin with it and getting his bag about the passion he's singing about the Lord and
Right.
delivering it. What song was it? There was a woman in the Bible day. He had been sick so very long. And there was a part that says, she cried, oh Lord. And he cried.
Yeah,
He said,
he liked that song.
Oh,
Yeah, he loves that song.
And I said, that man is delivering this song. I said, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I haven't, like I said, I haven't had a conversation with him or a lot of the fellas from that group. We be brethren.
Right.
But that moment, and this is a specific moment I'm talking about when he did this, that moment completely shifted the trajectory of what I wanted music to be for me. And it was at that moment that I said, I want to sing with those guys. And I want to learn from them. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what they let me do.
Wow, that's crazy, man. I'm gonna have to tell him. Well, he gonna see this one day, but that's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm gonna have to tell him you said that. But I could go in a lot of details about him. He did a lot of cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what all you know, and I don't want to spoil it because I definitely need to come on him. I need him to come on here and talk too because he got
He's a
gems.
legend.
He got gems, man.
He's a legend.
Yeah, I'm not even going to all the great things he did, but yeah, he's that dude, man. He really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
so, yeah.
how did the? Because I know you still do music with the church, but you kind of made the transition to doing live music and
Yeah.
performing.
Yeah.
How did that all come about from going from? I mean, I guess we take it back to the beginning, you know, where you were just wanting to do it, then you sang with the church, and then you transitioned to the next step of doing live performances. How did that even come about?
You talking about like recent life, like where
No,
I
I
am
mean
now,
just
or-
like taking the step of like I'm not just gonna be singing in the church.
Okay. So that happened recently. Like, so maybe like the last 4 years, I've been doing non-church gigs because I've been doing church gigs this entire time, and I don't want to say church gigs. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I've been doing my due diligence and my reasonable service in church as a background singer and a worship leader, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of money in that.
True.
And when the pandemic hit, I got laid off from a job I was doing, and I needed to do something to kind of make some money. And I started taking pictures. I don't know if you remember this. I started taking pictures and stuff. And I have my We Create business, my creative consulting business, which is still going on. But even in that, people were like, "You're consulting performers, but you're a performer. Like,
Right.
why aren't you doing this?" And I was like, "That's not really my bag. Like, gigging isn't really my bag. Like, I'm a background singer. If you want me to do background for you, I'll do background for you. If you want me to do praise and worship, I'll do praise and worship." Because I didn't really know how to bridge that gap and without blurring that line. And then I did it one time. I just did it. Like somebody called me and was like, "Bro, I really need somebody to fill this slot tonight." Like, here's a list of songs you can sing. Like, I know you know My Girl by the Temptations. I know
Right.
you know Superstition by Stevie Wonder. Like, these are the songs I need you to sing. And I was like, oh, that's not that bad. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's not really like too contrary to what I'm doing or what I believe, or you know, that whole aspect. And I did it one time, and I got paid for it. But not only did I get paid for it, I had an amazing time.
Right.
And then the response I got from the people that were there, they were like, "There's something different about you doing this than the other people we've heard do this before." Mm-hmm. And that's when I realized that same gift that I have on at a church, that gift needs to reach people outside of those four walls. Mm-hmm. So I can sing Superstition and make somebody feel good, and then tell them why they feel good. It's because it's a different aspect that I approach, you know, my performances with. Like, God is with me on every stage I get on.
Right.
That might not be everybody's testimony, but that's definitely mine. So that's
Yeah.
so that had me like, yes, you definitely can do this. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this full time. Because once I got paid for it, I was like, oh, they paying for this?
Yeah, they
I
paying
do this
for it.
every Sunday, but they
paying for
paying me for this. So and once I started doing it and people started hearing it, it was more calls, more opportunities, and the calendar just got booked. And it doesn't hurt that I love doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Were
yeah.
you reluctant to do it because you came from that church background?
I was definitely reluctant to hear how you gonna do that, or how you gonna be in there singing that, and then come in here on Sunday mornings and do this. Mm-hmm. But shout out to my pastor. I joined the church when I started gigging, and the first thing he told me was, God's not threatened by any genre of music. And fortunately, I have reverence and respect for God enough to not do a genre of music that is directly contrary to my beliefs. Mm-hmm. I sing love songs.
Right.
God is love. I sing love songs. So anytime you hear me sing, you gonna feel good. You gonna feel the love vibe. You know what I'm saying? So once I got that confirmation, and I put things in perspective, there was no more reluctancy. Like, I'm not doing anything that's gonna harm nobody, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What is your family or any of the other people that you were brought up with in the church? Like, what is their thoughts? What are their feelings about what you're doing now?
They with it.
They with it?
Yeah, they with it. And it's not what I expected. Like, they're major supporters. They like we knew you could sing your whole life. We just happy now that everybody else get to hear you sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, it would probably be the same response if I was doing gospel music, but this just lets me know people just love me, and they want to see me be happy doing what I'm doing, and that's the great feeling. That's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, like how I said at the beginning, man, like, what you do isn't like everybody else. You know, like, I know a lot of people who are in bands and they sing and they play the guitar and they do shows and things all over town.
Yeah.
Just because you have a mic in your hand does not mean that you're supposed to be singing. I mean,
Absolutely, bro.
no names attached to that.
Oh,
but
man, we talk about it often.
there's no names
Definitely a
attached
fact.
to that. But I mean, everybody is not supposed to be singing just because they got a microphone in their hand.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that, I don't know, somebody might say that about me, but not many people.
Yeah.
A lot of people tell me I'm good at what I do, and I can really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Trying to be better every day.
Yeah, that's the plan.
You know?
Man. So, for the people out here watching, you said that you're singing full time.
Yeah.
How does that happen? I mean, I know how it happens, but like, for a person out there who might want to get to the point that they're doing what they love to do full time, how do you get there?
You gotta leap, man. You gotta just take that chance. It doesn't hurt that, like I said, I'm fairly good at what I do. And once you take that leap, you got to follow it up with action. That's putting yourself out there, making sure you are getting booked. Getting booked is a full-time job. Like, people be like, "Oh man, you doing this music thing full time? Like, that must be luxury. Like, it ain't all roses and glitter. Like, to stay booked is a full-time job." And we talked about this today. Like, I've been running all day today to do it to be in situations and in rooms like this,
right,
that I can talk about my journey so people can hear and look at me and be like, okay, well, let's see what he got. And then that's a booking. You know what I'm saying? So that's a gig I got down the road, and just keeping the calendar booked with checks coming in. You make enough to sustain yourself. Like that's how it happens. But you first got to make sure that you are willing to make the leap. When I first made that leap, it wasn't really like, I mean, I had a choice. I could have went back to work, but I was like, this is something I've been wanting to do for a while, and the opportunity is here now to just actually do it. Just do it, because the last time you thought about it too long, you ended up on another job you hated.
Yeah.
And that's going to be your cycle for the rest of your life until you don't have no life no more. That's no way to live. So just did it, took the leap, and praise be to God, it all worked. It's working out. You know, to this day, it's working out.
Yeah, man. I always say, like, talent level is gonna be different in everybody, but even at some point, that talent level is an even playing field.
Yeah.
And then the people who you always see getting work and always having things happen for them, is because they outwork other people. They're always hustling.
Right.
Like, they're always, like you said, they're trying to meet people. They're always trying to make connections.
Yeah.
They're always, like, out there trying to promote who they are and what they do. Like, the hustle is really going to take you farther than just that talent.
Absolutely, man. That hard work gonna get you places, gonna get you in rooms that talent ain't gonna get you in.
Yeah.
And once you get in them rooms, we talked about earlier, having a good name, it's gonna keep you in the rooms and put you in more rooms.
Yeah.
So doing good business, like I do good business, so people are willing to work with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not out here causing no trouble. You will rarely hear about Tommy and some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if you do hear about Tommy and some stuff, you would be like, oh, something really had to pop off for Tommy to really be at odds with somebody. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just a matter of putting in that work and keeping that grind going, man. And that's something that I'm working on daily, is just to stay motivated to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's those little things, the hustle, the being on time, being early.
Working on that.
Being a good person. Ooh. You know. I mean, just even like, I like to smile a lot, you know, like just being that person that people enjoy being around.
You gotta want to be around somebody.
Yeah.
Man. Especially if you're paying them money.
Yeah, it's those small things that make people want to be around you and not want to be around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely those small things, man. But let's talk about a little bit more about those struggles, man. Talk about those hard times that when you look back at everything that you went through and you're like, I'm here now.
Yeah, so I got a long way to go. Let's be clear. I got a long way to go. I got more work to do. I'm nowhere near my goal. There's the goal, the satellite view of what I want to do is bigger, way bigger than what I'm doing now. I'm blessed to be where I am now. But the end goal is way bigger. But I'm so much further than where I started. So it's crazy, man. And you got to put that in perspective. You got to put that in perspective, because if you don't, you'll be beating yourself up instead of counting your wins. And somebody asked me the other day, I guess I don't know what made them ask me this. I guess they felt like I was like being hard or something. They was like, "When's the last time you cried?" And I was like, "What? Like, when the last time you cried?" And I was like, "Nigga, yesterday." You know what I'm saying? And the day before that, they was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was in church." And I was just thinking about where I've been at and where I am now. Like, there were days on this journey where, like, I woke up with $19 in my bank account and had to spend $300 that day.
Yeah.
Where that money coming from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll just sleep with the lights off today. I'll just go to sleep and I wake up in the morning. Luckily, I got a check from a gig I did yesterday that's going to hit in the morning. So I'm going to just go to sleep now and wake up in the morning. And these are things that don't nobody know, because you're not going to go out there broadcasting that.
Yeah, we only show our highlight reels.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, I need $275 so I can't come out tonight. It's like, you wake up in the morning, that check hit, you pay the bills that you were sleeping on yesterday, and when people are asking, what happened to you yesterday? Oh, I fell asleep. All day? Yeah, I was really tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in actuality, you're sleeping because you ain't got no money. And if it costs $70 to wake up in the morning. Like, if you walk out the house, you're going to spend $70.
Right.
That's just the way it is right now. So, Like those days were real, and it's like, man, these are the days you wanted to give up. Like, you've been there, and people are talking about struggles, and like you've experienced those struggles. And you didn't have to. I have a whole engineering degree.
Yeah.
I could have easily been back to a factory. You know what I'm saying? Got a little change, but that's not where my heart was. Right. My heart was on this grind, so I was like, just keep grinding. But those days, there definitely been days, and I never thought that I would be in those days. Those days caught me by surprise. Like, yo, you really in these days where that people talk about where you ain't got no money to put no food on the table. What are you doing? Like, is this really worth it? And then
it's worth it.
You look at it now, like, yeah, those days lasted for a long. Shout out to the people who held me down during those times. We finna eat way more than we eating now. We finna eat way more. But shout out to them, because some people will hold you down without even knowing they're holding you down. Like, you know, say, hey, meet me here. Let's go eat real quick.
Yeah. And
I'll be like, nah, I gotta do something. No, man, come eat, bro. And in my mind, I'm thinking, like, you don't even know how much I needed that, because this is the meal I'm gonna eat today, so I can save my little $20 for tomorrow to get me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stretching money to make shit work. Because through all this, got a car note, got a mortgage, got a phone bill, light bill, all these bills still due. But I'm trying to make that off gigs and, you know what I'm saying, savings. Mm-hmm. So I got $19 because I just paid certain things off. You know, I don't want to get into too much detail, but yes, the struggle days were there. You know what I'm saying? And you only make it through those by faith about what's to come, knowing that all things will work together for your good. This is, they got to. And you put good karma out, so you're going to receive good karma. This struggle is not a punishment. This struggle is a journey. And this journey is because there's a bigger goal coming. You know what I'm saying? There's a bigger reward coming. You put in your time, payday gonna come. And that's just the mentality that I had through all them struggles, man.
What's going on, guys? Sun 5 Films here. If you live in Charleston or the surrounding areas and you need a videographer, please let me know. Whether it's a wedding, corporate event, live performance, I do a little bit of everything. So once again, please let me know. Now let's get back to the interview. You're watching Sun 5 Films TV. People only see the highlight reel. You know, like, rarely do we, at least on social media at least, let people know what we're really going through.
Yeah.
You know, like, we all going through something, man. I'm gonna write a book one day, man. Like, the struggles are real, man. Like, but being positive and knowing that what you're doing is for a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
And, like, just knowing that, like, to reach these goals and reach these feats and to do things that you want to do, you got to realize that, like, if it was supposed to be easy, we'd all be doing it, you know?
Right.
Like, you and me and all these different people, like, we have a higher level of things that we're trying to reach, you know? So, like, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough, man. And I always try to remember that, like, you have to be comfortable at being uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah. It's a hard, tough thing, man. Like, I could write a book about the struggles I had, man. But, you know, we do what we got to do to get to where we want to be at. And you just got to remember that it's for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, that was a brief season, you know what I'm saying? And my prayer every day is that my seasons only get greater. My territory is always only expanded. So ain't no looking back, you know what I'm saying? I don't talk about it often because I don't be wanting to put that on nobody, you know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah. We all got our own stuff we kind of dealing with anyway.
So. Absolutely. My story, my rock bottom, everybody rock bottom ain't the same. So my rock bottom probably ain't as bad as somebody else's rock bottom. Everybody going through things. But that's exactly why I do what I do. So when you're going through things, you can find a good vibe somewhere. And if you find a good vibe from Tommy Brown, that's just what I'm here for, man.
Yeah.
If I make you laugh, if I make you smile, if I make you dance, whatever it be.
Yeah.
That's all I'm here for. You know what I'm saying?
So what I wanted to ask you next is like, what are some of those things when you are going through those rough moments? Like, even though they're hard, I mean, what makes you smile? What makes you in a better mood? What makes you realize that it's gonna be okay?
Friends and family are free. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I say free, I mean you don't have to. If you purchasing your friends, you don't have friends. So I have real good friends. Excuse me. I have a real good tribe of friends and family that, even in tough times, they definitely made me feel, you know, like everything was okay. We laugh. We be laughing together, tripping. Them type of friends that take your mind off everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, So shout out to them. They definitely kept me grounded through those seasons, and were letting me know that you on your way to something. Like, you're good. You're good, bro. Like, don't trip. Like, this is just a season, and we got you. And you're going places.
Yeah.
So that constant battery in your back is enough to get you through. And of course, your faith.
Yeah.
Constantly feeding yourself positivity and things you know what I'm saying. You know things are gonna work out. You're constantly telling yourself these things. It's about your mental. It's about your mental and your mentality. Like, whatever. If you gonna think broken, you're gonna be broken. You know what I'm saying. So you got to make sure your thoughts are on those things that are good, and surrounding yourself with people who are on the same wavelength. Like, ain't nobody. If you in a bad situation, you surround yourself with other people who are in bad situations. Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I surrounded myself by bosses who went through the same struggle.
Yeah.
Who have bossed up out of those struggles, to keep me reminded that it can happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, just my environment.
Yeah, that positive and negative energy is real, man.
Definitely.
A lot of people don't understand. Like, if you pay attention to me, even the slightest bit, like if you know me, talk to me, see me on social media, I'm always trying to be positive.
Yeah.
Like, that positive energy is a real big thing, man. That, like, no matter how hard it is and no matter what we going through, like, trying to be positive and realizing that, like, life is gonna have you down, but I'm gonna try to be positive, because it ain't gonna be like this forever.
No.
You can't have one without the other. Like, these words in the dictionary for a reason.
Right.
Like, there's good and there's bad. Like, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, man. And you'll definitely experience both of them.
Yeah. So let's talk about those venues that you be playing at, man. Like,
Okay.
I know that there's a lot of venues for great music.
Right.
But I think sometimes when you're in a certain world and you do certain things, you know about more stuff than other people. You know, I got another uncle who doesn't live here. He's big on jazz. He's big on R&B. He's big on hearing, like, live music. And he's always wants to know, like, where's the places in Charleston to go at? I'm in town. Like, where should I go?
Yeah.
So, like, where are some of those places that you feel like you're going to get some good music, it's going to be a good venue for people to check out?
Yeah, for sure. Of course. Like, these are the places that gave me a stage, you know what I'm saying, when I was trying to, you know, figure out my sound, figure out what I want to do. Blue Note Bistro, for sure. Shout out to Mike and Henry. They definitely have a stage that's always popping. When they have live music, you can guarantee that somebody's going to be dancing. The Commodore downtown, another place that let me use their stage when not many other people was. Provided opportunity after opportunity after opportunity from just people that frequent those two spots in particular. People that frequent those spots know me or have heard me and hired me to do things outside of those venues that keep me busy. So those two places definitely are music staples in my mind in the community. Last night, Monday nights, me and my friends frequent this bar called Mash and Mercantile and Mash.
Right, I've heard of it.
One or two. They don't pay me to promote for
Get
that.
it right.
No, but they do live music every Monday, and it's usually a pretty fire band. Poorhouse, Got a concert coming up there. Poorhouse in James Island. I think it's James Island.
Yeah, Folly Road.
Folly Road, James Island.
Yeah.
Dope music venue. They are always putting on good shows. Music Farm will have a good concert, every now and then. Well, not every now and then, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But as far as like popping real quick, Commodore and Blue Note is where you're gonna probably find like your most organic crowd for like, are we out tonight? Let's just find some live music type stuff. So yeah, like I said, those are places that provided me a stage. So shout out to them. They're all over the city, man. Charleston is one of the most talented cities for everything that you can find. Like in such a smaller area. Like there's music, there's good music everywhere. All down King Street. Any given night, you're likely to find a dope artist singing in your restaurant.
Yeah.
Halls, Snob, Uptown Social, the other place, Share House. Like they got bands in there that you could just walk up and be, oh shoot, there's a man here like Silver Dollar. You know what I mean? Like oh, dope.
So you tell me this. You correct me if, not correct me if I'm wrong, but just tell me your opinion. I hear a lot of bands, and I know a lot of places to hear live music. I feel like there's a lack of places for original music. Would you agree? Would you disagree? What would you say about that?
Charleston is very much a cover band city.
Right.
But that's because we're tourism driven. So, of course, they're going to want to have the band playing something that's recognizable and popular for people, for passersby to be like, oh, I love Stand By Me.
Right.
Let's go in there and dance real quick. And then they end up staying. But there's no reason why we as a music community can't build our shows or our sets to feature our original music in there, here and there. There's just a creative way you got to do it. Like I do my song in conjunction with another song that everybody knows, and by the time I'm singing my song, they're already dancing and they've already sang the familiar song, so they're listening. Now they're listening to the original song. Oh, we don't know this one, but then after that, like you take a break, they let you play music on your break. So that's when you play your song that you just sang. Like, oh, that was your song you were singing. So now you can network your original music. So it works out to where eventually you play your original music on your gig, and now they know your original music.
I don't hear people saying they do that.
I mean, I just gave them the
sauce.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, the goal is to be known for your sound, your music. Now, cover bands and cover gigs is cool, and if that's what you want to do forever, cool. By all means, if you want to just be booked, gigging cover music, cool. Get your bread. But for me personally, I want my sound and my impact to be Tommy Brown.
Right.
Even when I do sing cover songs, I want somebody to say, "Oh yeah, he sang that Temptation song like him." You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if there's just a lack of original music. I doubt that.
Yeah.
But there's probably if there isn't a lack of original music, there's a lack of original music artists doing gigs.
I know a lot of people, and you would be surprised if you just sit down. I'm sure you probably know some of them, but a lot of people would be surprised how many people do have original music.
Right.
And they do want to do their original music.
Right.
But I think that, like how we were saying earlier, like what we do for the most part is quote unquote a dream. So even getting to the level that you step out of your basement, out of your bedroom, out of your sanctuary to get paid for this is hard enough that I think a lot of people, I don't want to say that the original music and that dream goes away, but I think it gets to the point that they have a sense of comfort.
Yeah,
and they're like, I'm getting paid. Like
Absolutely.
I gotta pay my bills, and these cover songs are gonna get my bills paid. And then you look up, and then years go by, and those original songs aren't getting played.
Yeah, you're sitting on them. I had this conversation with somebody when I was in LA a couple of weeks ago. I had this conversation with somebody about how easy it is to get gigs in Charleston to where you can do this full time, and in that you don't have to switch up. Like you can, there's people that have been doing gigs in Charleston for 20 plus years that have been doing the same set list every
Yeah.
night. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't, and that's because the restaurants, you're playing to somebody different every night because Charleston is a tourist city. So I could do the same set every Friday night and play to a different crowd every Friday night. And it's just when my friends come, they're like, "Dang, bro, we done heard you do that song 10 times." It was like, okay, that's cool,
Yeah.
but you're not my target audience.
Yeah.
So it's easy. I said that to say it's easy to get complacent with the gig grind. It's easy to get there and get comfortable because you're sustained, and that can definitely cripple your creativity because you don't have to create.
Yeah.
And I was having this conversation with somebody in California because over there it's completely different, like, or it's flipped. Whereas we have a gig driven industry, they have an industry driven industry where you have to be creating things to get work over there. We can just be doing things over here to get work. You know what I'm saying? Because of the amount of tourists that we have. So it's not really a priority or a pull on us to continue to put out original things. Over there, you got people from Hollywood wanting scores for movies.
Right,
You got
like
Netflix
commercials.
wanting commercials. You got things,
Jingles.
yeah, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all kind of different industries that just pulling on you all the time that you can make money from. So you're constantly creating.
Yeah.
Over here, they're pulling on you to sing the songs that you've heard for years because it's that southern thing that, you know, they want to hear that southern music.
Yeah.
That shag stuff. That's what they want to hear.
Yeah. And then also, man, it's super expensive to have your own career.
Yeah.
Because you got to get in the studio. If you don't have your own, you got to pay for that. And
Right.
if you want music videos, and if you want to promote, and if you want to travel and
Yeah.
do your own music, like, I get it, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I see both. I see both sides of it, but I don't know. It kind of just makes me sad sometimes because, like, a lot of people, why they do get into performing and things of that nature is because they want to do their own thing.
And I'm learning that there's a way you can do it. There's
Yeah.
a way you can slide your stuff, pause, in there, and get your things heard. You just gotta be willing to first be on the scene. If you're not coming out the house, getting on the scene, taking microphones, you know what I'm saying, karaoke nights. Like I actually think I got started in the city on doing karaoke nights, singing one song every karaoke, and somebody was like, "Hey, Tommy, sing that song for karaoke tonight. We want Tommy to sing," and then having to be like, "Nah, you know." Capping like, nah, I'm not singing. And then, "Oh, come on, please sing." Y'all want to hear me sing? Yeah, we want to hear you sing. Okay, I'll sing. And then that's how you get a following. Like, okay, well, I'm actually doing a show here.
Yeah.
Such and such and such and such time. Okay, bet. Then you come to the show, and at the show, I'm of course doing covers. Like I said, I slide like water into the cover. I think it's though you may not drive great big Cadillac. Baby, when the rhythm starts to flow, I like the way you move. I do the whole thing. And everybody's like, "Oh, not only is that cool, it's creative. Oh, snap."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's ways to do it. It's just we got to come together as a community and share the knowledge. A dude I met in California named Clay Dub, shout out to him, put me up on so much game. And it's artists like that I can only respect. You know what I'm saying? He put me up on so much game on how to do this independent artistry thing. And it's things I've never heard before. And I'm 35. I've been singing for 27 of these 35 years.
Yeah.
And these are things I never heard. You know what I'm saying? So it's just reach one, teach one.
Right.
I believe.
So original music is the goal.
Absolutely.
So besides like what you said a second ago, like what are some of those things that you're doing to like, I guess what I'm trying to say is the next stages, the next level, you know, the next things that you look at, like I want to accomplish these things to help me go in this path.
Yeah, I want to write more music, put out more content, put myself out more. The goal is to get more money for less energy.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that should be everybody's goal. More money, less energy.
Yeah.
They paying people to do shows, bro. They paying bags.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, gigging, you'll get your money, but you're not gonna get the bags like you can get the bags.
Yeah.
Like 45 minutes. I've seen people charge grands for 45-minute shows. That's what I'm trying to be on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be on 3-hour gigs no more for hundreds of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know.
It's fun. You know what I'm saying? It's fun.
know.
It's fun and all. And yeah, you get to have the camaraderie of your band and your friends and you know the fellas and stuff like that, or whoever you're playing with. That's cool. But what if we can go on tour, and do this in 6 cities for 45 minutes a night, and make 3 times we made, you know, in a month of gigging. That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
So bigger stages, bigger bags. And when I say less energy, I don't mean I'm trying to not work as hard.
Right.
I'm saying I'm trying to do less
gigs
groundwork.
and get paid
You know
more
what I'm
money.
saying? Less of the shovel digging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, trust me, I understand, man. That's how I started when I started filming. Like, I was doing 4 or 5 gigs a week.
Right.
And it looked cool, it looked amazing, but it was smaller paid gigs.
Right.
And the more you do things, you realize, like, do I want to be doing all these gigs? Do I want to be out till 3 o'clock in the morning?
Woo.
Do I want to miss time with my family?
Yeah.
Like, we got to come as a unified front, though. Like how I was saying earlier about, like, people not doing original music, and now we're talking about people not getting paid properly, or talking about taking the chances of, like, I can have my own career and I could go in the direction that I want to go. Like, It has to be a unified front, because the game just gets so mixed up with the people who lowball in and the people who want to do things for free.
It gets muddy.
Like, you know, like, I stand on my prices. Like,
Absolutely. As you should.
and then I don't think they're out of this world. I don't think they're crazy. I feel like what I charge is what I deserve. And I do less now, but I get paid more.
Yeah.
I want to work smarter, not harder.
Absolutely. My price definitely went up, and it's not even awesome like, oh, I did this, now my price went up. You know, people say their price goes up after they get like an accolade or something. No, my price went up because I know my worth. Like,
Right.
So and I've learned that if my price goes up, and let's say like less people want to book me, when I do get booked, I'm good because my price went up. The blessing is when your price goes up and you're still getting booked by all those people who are now saying like, yeah, you are worth that.
Yeah.
I'll pay you that.
Yeah.
So now you're getting double. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
getting more of the bags.
Yeah.
So yeah. Go
A
ahead.
lot of people don't realize how much, like you said, there's money out here.
Oh,
like,
man.
there's real money
Oh,
out
my
here.
goodness.
And then the people who lowball in or thinking that they got to charge these cheaper prices, they have not met the people who are really spending money.
In the
Because
wrong rooms.
over these years of like filming so many different things, I've been put into different rooms and I've been around different people that let you realize that it's different. Once
Yeah.
you get around these people and you see things, a different perspective. So if you want the cheaper gigs and that's all you know, and those are the people that you're always around, you're never gonna realize that, yo, these people in this room over here, like, they gonna offer me something different, something better. They gonna give me what I'm worth because they see what I'm doing and they appreciate what I'm doing, and they know people and they know people and they know people.
Yeah, it's like we said earlier, environment. Like
Yeah,
your
man.
surrounding. What are you surrounding yourself with? Who's around you? Who's in your ears? Who are you looking at? Who are you watching?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Those getting in those rooms, man.
And in Charleston, those rooms are everywhere.
Yeah,
And it's just a matter. Of course, there's some gatekeepers. That's real. That's a real thing. Gatekeepers that keep those doors kind of that may keep those doors to themselves. But you got to be that person to be like, bump them. You know what I'm saying? I'm a roll. You know what I'm saying? I'm a roll to all these doors, knock on them, and see who answers. And luckily, when I introduce myself, you know what I'm saying, my personality is good enough for them to look past that gatekeeper and be like, or tell that gatekeeper, bring Tommy in this room. Yeah. And not you have no choice. You know what I'm saying? Because I done made an impression on that person enough to make them want me in that room too. Yeah. You know?
And then Charleston's another one of those cities where, like, you never know who you're talking to.
You never know,
because, like, I mean, you got some flashy people in this city, but, like, mostly the people that you see, they t-shirt, jeans, like, you never know who you're talking to. Yeah. Like, I've met some important people, and they wearing t-shirt and jeans. Like, they opened up doors for me that, like, I'm like, man, I'm forever grateful. And you would never know it. You would never know. Like, these people, they walking down the street and they got millions of dollars in their pocket. And they got a million opportunities for you. Yeah.
I sang at a restaurant one night, and a guy, he was at the bar and he was just enjoying the music, and he left. He tipped me and my partner. He gave us $100 as a tip. And when somebody does that in your downtown Charleston, you're like, okay, this person's got to be somebody. I don't know who he is. And I think like that week later, I saw him on a Bravo commercial, like for the TV, Southern Charm. He was one of the guys on there, and I was like, see, that's the kind of, like, that man knows who we are now. Right. So if my song comes across the desk at Bravo in the essay, or he comes across his playlist, and he happens to go to Bravo and say, hey, this song would be perfect for this love scene. I heard this kid singing in this restaurant. He's good. Yeah. Let's see what else he's got. Now, you know what I'm saying? It can happen just like that. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things, these are the opportunities that I'm praying for, that I just know it's a matter of time for. Like when I sang with Darius Rucker out of nowhere. He was in the same bar as me, and I'm singing a song he loves to sing, and he jumped on stage. So now, if I see him somewhere, he's like, I know you. Yeah. You come on, you're good. I know you. You're the guy I sang with over at Commodore. Yeah, you're cool. If I see him, he's gonna remember that moment. It was his birthday. Yeah. The only birthday he had that year. Yeah. And that birthday he sang with me. So like, these are things that can happen in this city if you're in the right place at the right time.
What's going on, guys? Sun 5 Films here. If you made it this far into the interview, thank you. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Now let's get back to the interview. You're watching Sun 5 Films TV. So I know you just talked about Darius Rucker, so I know that was probably like a moment that you'll always remember.
Always.
But
definitely surreal.
Over the last few years of you doing music in different venues and different shows, like, what are some of those standout moments that you'll always remember?
Every night is a night to remember, honestly, because it's always a different experience. I think that was definitely the coolest moment. But anytime I have my friends in the audience and they come sing a song with me, I'm like, this is so dope. Like, we are sharing a stage. It's just like, it'd be the small things for me, man. I've been blessed to be in rooms where, like, mostly gospel industry stuff, where I've met cool gospel artists and been like, this is crazy that I'm actually meeting this person. But like, Hootie and the Blowfish has been one of my favorite bands for a long time, and I met Mark and Darius. They both were at my shows one time, and got to take pictures with them. One time, this lady just gave me $1,000 because she loved the way I sang Happy Birthday to her friend. Wow. And I was like, you didn't have to do that. She was like, no, you deserve it, and there's more if you want it. And I was like, wow, man, it's crazy times. Yeah. But every time is a fun time, man. I think I remember the first time my mom saw me in concert was dope. It was at the Black Food Truck Festival. That moment was surreal because she was just watching, like, my son's really doing this. And like, we've talked about it, and of course she's seen me sing in church, but to see me put on a full-on performance, she was like, wow. The same with my father. I remember his first time being in an audience. It was in this arena of my life. It was cool as hell to watch him watch me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was always used to him, like, he's a stern guy, so I was always used to him just like, if he's watching, you could tell he's trying to be
straight face.
You know, but to watch him watch me and actually show emotion was like, okay, this is something happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like a validation that I needed, a battery in my back that I definitely needed. So yeah, those cool. My sisters coming to those are the moments that are cool for me. My family coming, my sisters coming to the shows with her friends, like, and her friends being like, "Girl, when your brother performing again?" You know what I'm saying? Like, and they texting my sister like, "Your brother's put up a flyer for tonight. We going or not?" And she texted me like, "My friends are dragging me out to come see you." Yeah. And I'm like, that's love. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the moments that are cool to me. You know. So yeah, those moments always top notch.
Okay. So you old and gray.
Mm-hmm. Right now. If I take this hat off.
We're getting there. But when you're super old, super gray.
Yeah. Very seasoned.
You in your rocking chair, just thinking about life and how far you've come. What do you want to see? And what do you feel like your purpose is?
Impact. I just want to be able to say I made an impact on not only my community, the people around me, but the world. I want to be able to say that my name went places, and my message of good vibes, my message of positivity, that message from my lips reached nations, one way or another. And I think that should be all of our purpose, one way or another, to provide good feelings and good news and good, just good energy across all playing fields. You know what I'm saying? I think when we think of purpose, we think, a lot of people think too, and I always remember having this conversation with an old friend of mine. When we think purpose, we think like a specific duty. Like, my purpose is to be a train conductor. My purpose is to be a chef. No, you're a chef because you are bringing a positive experience to somebody's life through food. Mm-hmm. The purpose should be to impact the world positively. That's a common purpose amongst all of us.
Right. So
if I'm in my rocking chair and I can say that I did that consistently through my whole life, I feel like my purpose was fulfilled. I feel like whoever I'm talking to, I can tell them that I did what I came here to do. And I'm doing what I, you know, because I don't ever want to stop doing it. That's not something I want to be like, you know, yeah, I did that for a week or I did that for a year and now I'm out here causing ruckus. No, I want to be able to say, yeah, this is what I do. Like, I'm constantly bringing good vibes to the folks around me and the people who care about me and people who listen to me. Like, that's my purpose. Yeah. And if you're close to me, you'll say that you could say that I work towards my purpose every day by trying to make you laugh or saying something crazy or doing something outlandish to kind of just break the monotony of whatever you got going on. So that's what I would say in that rocking chair, man.
Okay. What's the best piece of advice somebody ever told you, or something that you learned from somebody?
Man, I can't put it in. I can't give you a single. My father drops dimes daily, and I would have to pull out my phone and go and scroll through my notes and pick the best one, and that I would have to get back to you like next month on that. Like, my father literally drops dimes on me all the time, and I think the one, if I had to say something that stood out to me, it was what he most recently told me. Well, I was definitely going through a period. It was one of those periods of like, is this really for me? Because I got all these bills coming up, and I've had all these things I have had to do, but right now I have an opportunity to do something really dope. And I was just struggling with, like, I think I was invited to go somewhere to sing, but I was like, I don't know if I could do that. I think I really just need to buckle down and get a job because these things are coming up. My father, he told me, was like, whatever you doing, it's in your moment. Like whatever is happening in front of your face is in your moment. If somebody's asking you to do something right now, if they're asking you to sing somewhere right now, that's in your moment. Take your moment. Don't forego your moment in fear of what you got to do in the coming days. Who knows what this moment can bring? And luckily, I took that moment, and that moment provided enough of what I needed to make what I was worried about go away. And it was like, what if I didn't take advantage of that moment?
Right.
So he's always telling me, like, and this is like the most recent message: is living your moment, enjoy your moments. Like, you're always worried about what's next, and what you got to do, what you got to take care of. But embrace your moments and be everything you can be in your moment, because you never know who's around you in that moment that can, make those things that you're worried about go away.
Right.
So live in the moment.
Okay.
Enjoy your moments.
Live in the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. What's something that a lot of people don't know about you? Or maybe it's a misconception. They think something about you and it's not exactly what they think about
People think I'm mean. People think I'm mean. A lot of people think I'm mean and I'm like really tough, but I'm a teddy bear. I like to lay on laps and get my locks rubbed. I'm simple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still watch cartoons.
Hey, I watch cartoons.
I watch South
Not
Park.
by choice a lot of times.
I watch South Park every day. I'm a huge wrestling fan. And when I say wrestling, I'm not talking about this new stuff they got going on with Roman Reigns. I don't even keep up with that. I'm talking like 2006 on back.
Okay.
I know everything there is to know about WWF, WCW, WWE, 2006 on back.
Interesting.
A lot of people don't know that. Well, people close to me know that, but
yeah.
A lot of people don't know that I'm a huge wrestling nerd.
Huge wrestling fan. We could talk about that off camera.
Yeah.
I used to watch a lot of that growing
I watch it every day. Like,
I
to this
used to.
day.
I haven't watched wrestling in probably 20 years. But I know that time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So before we get out of here, man, I want to say I appreciate you spending some time with me. Like I said, I've known you for a while. It's not an excuse, but I tell people all the time, man, my life isn't what it used to be. I don't go out as much as I used to. I don't see people as much as I like to, because family is family and life is life and all of those things,
Absolutely.
man. But like, I'm always paying attention, always like seeing the great things that you got going on. And if it means anything, I'm proud to see all the great things that you've been doing over the years.
I can appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much, man.
And, I'm glad that you had some time for me, man. We sat down. I got to know some more things about you that I didn't know already. And before you get out of here, man, make sure you give people your contacts or any other information that you want people to know.
Absolutely. First of all, man, thank you for having me. I'm definitely glad we got this time to chop it up. I'm always taken aback when somebody's interested in me. This is a new space for me, and I've dealt with. I'm dealing with being okay with the fact that people want to know what's going on, because I've never been I don't feel like I've been a topic of interest. You know what I'm saying? Until recently, but to even be that is a blessing in itself. These are the days I pray for. Been on this journey for a long time and never thought that it would be, where it is today, and it's going even higher. So I appreciate you. It's people like you that continue to motivate me to continue to be something for people. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like the second person today that's told me that they're watching. You know what I'm saying? And in the hustle and bustle, you don't really think of that. You're doing it because you love to do it, but you're not really thinking like, oh man, like people really see this junk until somebody says, hey man, I saw what you said about such and such. Oh dang, you really be watching. So I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. And anytime, man, anytime. You already know how we go. I'll chop it up with you anytime, bro.
Right.
But you can find me on Instagram, Tommy Brown _ Junior. Facebook is Tommy Brown Junior. TikTok is Sing _ Tommy. I got my single out, Like Water, is on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. I don't even know if people still use Tidal? Tidal. YouTube, TikTok, all that stuff. You can find it. And we might have, I don't know when this is dropping, but it might be some more music out by then. But we're working on stuff as we speak.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
And like I said before, if you know the face by now, I'm Sun5 Films. This is Tommy Brown Jr. and you're watching Sun5 Films TV.
That's my daddy.